You know those conversations where you just nod along but feel like you're just not clicking? Despite your best effort, the conversation feels as flat as a pancake. Today I will introduce you to the 5 concepts that will help you get out of those situations and charm anyone. These are 5 lesser known tricks that I use. Conversational ping pong, mindful interruptions, storytelling with a twist, dynamic dodging, and question quirks. Now let's start with the conversational ping pong. Just like the game, this approach is all about the back and forth energy. It's about making your conversation as lively and as dynamic as a ping pong match. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone drops a joke or a clever comment. Instead of just laughing or giving generic responses, try bouncing back with your own witty remark or a playful question. This keeps the energy up and the conversation floating.
Oh my god, I feel like I could burn water.
So should I bring a fire extinguisher to dinner?
Notice how this approach transforms a simple comment into an opportunity for a fun exchange. It's not about one-upping each other, but rather about building on what's already there to create a more engaging dialogue. The key here is to listen actively. Really hear what other person is saying, and then add something that shows you're not just listening, but also thinking along with them. It turns the conversation into a collaborative game where both of you are actively participating. And remember, the goal is not to dominate the conversation, but to make it more enjoyable for both of you. It's about creating a rhythm that's enjoyable and engaging for everyone involved. So next time you find yourself in a chat, think of it as a game of conversational ping pong. Keep the conversation ball in the air and watch how much more fun and engaging your interactions become. Now coming up, we will explore mindful interruptions. Now I know what you're thinking, interrupting, isn't that rude? Well, it can be, but what I'm talking about is a whole different game. It's about adding spice to your conversation, not just cutting someone off. Picture this, you're talking to someone and they pause, searching for words. Instead of just waiting or filling the silence with a filler, what if you playfully finish their sentence for them?
And there goes another pass, and I don't know, it's like this team just can't seem to
find the goal even with a GPS and a map?
You see, it's all about the timing and the tone. You're not interrupting to take over. You're doing it to add a lighthearted twist. It's a gentle nudge to the conversation that says, hey, I'm here with you and I'm having fun. Remember, the goal is to make the other person smile or laugh, not to overshadow them. It's about adding a pinch of salt to the dish, just the right amount so that it can bring out the best flavors. And the best part? This approach works in almost any situation, with friends, on a date, even in a more formal setting if done correctly. It shows you're engaged, quick-witted, and most importantly that you don't take yourself too seriously. Now let's dive into our third strategy, storytelling with a twist. Everyone loves a good story, but what really captivates an audience is a story with an unexpected twist. It's like adding a secret ingredient to a familiar recipe. It completely transforms the experience. Imagine you're sharing a story about your day. It's easy to just stick to the facts, but where's the fun in that? Now let's try adding a twist.
So I'm in the elevator, and it suddenly stops, stuck between floors. Everyone's quiet, just waiting. Then, this kid starts humming a familiar tune, and before you know it, he's singing out loud. It's that catchy pop song we all know. One by one, people join in. We're all singing in this stuck elevator, the tension just melting away.
The key is to find that twist in your everyday experience. Maybe it's a quirk detail you notice or an unusual interaction you had. These details might seem small, but they can turn a standard story into something memorable. Remember, that twist doesn't have to be dramatic. It's about adding a dash of unexpected to keep your audience engaged. It's these moments that people remember and talk about later. So next time you're sharing a story, think about how you can add a twist to that. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it that turns a simple story into an unforgettable one. Up next, we'll explore how to navigate tricky conversations with our fourth strategy, diplomatic dodging. Sometimes conversations take a turn towards sensitive or controversial topics. The art here is to steer them back onto the safe waters without making it obvious or offending anyone. Imagine you're at the dinner and the topic begins to drift into something like politics or personal finances, areas that can quickly become contentious. This is where you step in, not to shut down the conversation, but to subtly redirect it. The key is to acknowledge what's being said, then pivot it to something more neutral and inclusive.
Did you all hear about the latest political debate? I can't believe what's happening. It's just...
Yes, there's certainly a lot to unpack there. Speaking of debates, did anyone catch that new debate show on TV? The one with the celebrity panel? It's surprisingly insightful and a lot lighter in tone.
Notice the technique here. It's not about dismissing the other person's points, but rather about keeping the overall conversation enjoyable and comfortable for everyone. It's a delicate balance of respect and redirection. So next time you find yourself in a potentially tricky conversation territory, try some diplomatic dodging. Up next, we'll delve into a strategy which will change the way you ask questions forever. And that's our final strategy for today, and it's called Question Quirks. It's all about asking questions that are out of the ordinary. These aren't your run-of-the-mill, what do you do type questions. These are questions that make people think and reveal more interesting facts of their personalities. Typical small talk can be forgettable. But what if you ask something that breaks the mold?
If you could have any superpower for a day, what would it be and why?
Questions like this not only make the conversation more engaging, but also allow people to share stories and aspects of themselves that they normally wouldn't. It turns a simple chat into an exploration of ideas and experiences. The beauty of core questions is that they can lead to unexpected places. You might find out someone's passion, funny life experience, or even their creative thinking process. So next time you're in a conversation, throw in a quirky question. You'll be surprised at how much more colorful and memorable your interactions become. And who knows, you might just discover something fascinating about the people you meet.